What is good, YouTube? Got ourselves a gravity lapse here. Now I managed to get 3 of these games in, so you may see another one, you may not, depending on if I can get some good records in or not. I do have a few announcements, so hang in for those. But anyway, let's get into it and how I feel about this and the overall experience. You know, at first I really hated this match. I hated it because I feel like every time I'm losing, I look at the minimap and I see my team at every one of the bases, right? And I feel like the first few games here, I just had no idea how to really approach this. I mean, obviously everybody wants to hit their bases in the back. You run into the middle and then you hit the mage tower and the Draenei ruins. That's a horde, right? You go for the opponent's bases off the first jump. But the problem is half your team sometimes doesn't do that. And you really need to be coordinated here. What I would say, if you're looking for a tip for this match, while you're in the air, take a look at your minimap and see where everybody's gliding to. Try to glide where your team is going. Other than that, I mean, it's kind of a YOLO game. And that's what you gotta kind of accept when you're queuing into this. Don't come here to try and win. Come here to try and have some fun. That way you don't get a little cranky if you don't end up winning. And nobody proclaimed that the brawls would be balanced, merely that they would be a fun experience that is new to try. So if you're not looking for a fun experience and you're looking for something balanced, probably don't come to this one. But anyway, I feel like some classes will do better here than others. If you're like a warlock or a really slow moving class, maybe a DK or something, I mean, if you can get a good fall when you're falling from the sky, that'll be really handy and really help your mobility. But to be honest, if you don't land in a good spot, you're pretty much dicked. That's it. I'm thinking the best class here would probably be Fury Warrior with the triple leap, right? You could close a new base even in between that a minute down. So if you're unclear what goes down in gravity lapse, if you never tried it, what happens is every minute it throws you into the air. You only have about a minute to get stuff done, and you need to be able to cover as much ground as you possibly can in that minute. That's why I'm feeling like mobility classes got a little bit of edge here, because you could probably peel and hit 2 bases in between that 1 minute. Some things to note, if you are underneath a structure or something, then you definitely won't fly up. Then you'll be able to not fly into the air and continue to cap the base. Also, one thing, if you're the flag carrier, you don't fly up, but I'm sure everybody who tried this mode knows that already. Just for the people that didn't gain the experience. So if you're a flag carrier, a few times this happened where it's you see the flag guy cap and a bunch of people are about to pour in on him, and then all of a sudden the gravity lapses, they go flying, the flag guy walks away. Now, the main problem with this whole situation is, if you're the team that caps the flag first, if you grab the flag first, most of your team doesn't come defend you. The next gravity lapse after the flag gets grabbed, the opponent's team usually rushes you, so you get 8-on-1, and maybe as soon as we grab the flag and the gravity lapses, I try to go to our flag carrier, throw a hands of freedom, make sure he gets the cap off, right? Because all of their team is about to fall on top of them, and probably none of our team is going to support them, because everybody is thinking, hey, we got the flag, let's get another base. I don't know, it's all over the place. I feel like if you want to do good here, you gotta be really good at looking at the map and making quick decisions as to where the best place for you to be is at the current moment. Half the time you're wrong, but if you end up being lucky and you're in the right place at the right time, you might score an extra base, you might score some extra points, and you might just score the win here. Other than that, I try to come in with some buddies instead of solo queuing like a hero. I gotta say, this one I didn't do particularly well. I scored some kills, but they got me a lot of times while I was trying to figure out where I was supposed to be. Alright, what do I want to talk about? Well, quick tip of the day, if you got range moves, try to use them while you're in the air. Sometimes you can still land a few hits in the air, particularly Ret Paladin Judgments if you're using the 1 PvP talent at the bottom left of the PvP tree, which allows your judgment to do 5% of their total life and damage. This is where I was like, oh yeah, this is great. I'm hitting the flag carrier with 4 druids and there's nobody helping me. And then I turn around, I'm like, oh, alright, a warrior came in. I probably should not leave him there to just champ it on his own. Now I'm like, alright, let's get away. And then I look at the map and I'm just like, there's nowhere good to hit. I'm thinking we got enough people at the bottom left base there that I don't need to be over there to cap it. So let's try to get the flag carrier. But anyway, I'm thinking it's about time to rock a new main, to be honest. I only like maining a class for about a month or two to like power it up as far as I comfortably can as a solo player. So I usually like hit Mythic 5 or something like that, Mythic 6, Mythic 7. Do some BGs, probably not pushing rating because I'm not going to play the class that long. Like, I don't know. As soon as I get to the gear level where I can't really gain much, and the artifact power level where I can't really gain much, I'm feeling like once I hit 900 item level on my pally, I'm at that wall, you know? There's not a lot of things I can do in the game. BGs aren't giving me gear, world quests aren't giving me gear, emissary caches aren't giving me gear, the world boss isn't giving me gear unless we have the one tower up and it's on the Broken Isles. You know, like, there's very few things I can do to get gear at this point. It's either find raids with actual raid teams, which ain't gonna happen because I run my own BG guild and I ain't about to leave that to try and get into a raid. It's either that or push extremely hard Mythic Plus, which I'm not against. The problem is, as a solo player, I'm finding almost nobody takes Paladins to high level Mythic Plus. And I get it, not a lot of Paladins can do a lot of damage. If I didn't have the best legendary for damage, where if you do a second Templar's Verdict or Divine Storm within 5 seconds you get like extra bonus damage, if I didn't have that and was rocking, what is it, Divine Purpose, like I feel like I get so much damage on the damage meter from that, and I don't blow people out of the water. I would say I'm competitive. So if there's Paladins that don't have like those selected, I could see way less damage output coming from it, to be perfectly straight with you. And I get it, I'm probably not getting picked for Mythic Plus because people probably had a lot of bad experience with Paladin DPS. But to be honest, if I was a Mythic Plus leader, I would probably take Paladins unless I had a lot of bad experiences with them. Just because, like, they have the lay hands and the bubbles, right? If your healer's about to go down, I'll lay hands them. I got the bop ready. Like, I'm on the ball with my off heals because of PvP. And that's the one reason I like the Paladin. You can save the day, right? There's a lot of classes you don't have that option with. This is clutch right here. I knew he was going to, as soon as I blinding lighted him, I knew he was going to try and trinket to get a little bit of ground because he was scared. He had almost no health. So as soon as I blinding lighted him, almost a second after, it's like Pauline twice in a row. I put the slow on him with my Waking Ashes to preemptively slow him down so that he couldn't break melee range so I could get that last strike. Bam! Anyway, the class I'm thinking about going back to, I shouldn't say thinking about because I've been on it for about a couple days now, maybe a week even. Give and take, because I had to reinstall my computer over the weekend because of God knows what happened with my WoW UI. I'm thinking, alright, let's just go to the base. Let's not get hit. That way I don't run into any trouble. We don't want to screw this one up at this point. But anyway, I think I'm going back to my Demon Hunter. Now, this is for a couple reasons. One, I absolutely love the Demon Hunter. It was the first class I arguably actually mained in Warlords. Sorry, not Warlords, in Legion. I did level a Paladin first, but as soon as I hit 110, I then moved into leveling my Warrior, and then I moved into leveling my Demon Hunter. I stuck with for a good chunk of time, and absolutely love this class. To be honest, that aero mobility is what does it for me. Having the decisions to make mid-air where you can kind of go, and like it's not a lot, but like some things you could just jump over top of, or you can just like run up a little ridge and do the back leap, the vengeful retreat, and get a little extra distance just because you like micromanaged it a little bit, you know? I'm working on the vengeful retreat with the parachute cloak to see if I can get that to work like deterrence in the parachute cloak. One of the main reasons I'm going back to Demon Hunter, and I know this is gonna make everybody cringe because y'all like, fuck the Demon Hunters, right? Half the people out there love them, half the people hate them. I will say this, I don't think Demon Hunters are OP in the least, especially at this point in the expansion. I think they've got a lot of nerfs to their damage, and I would argue most Demon Hunters that do well know their class well, or are really geared against really undergeared people. And like either way would probably make people salty, but the best way to beat Demon Hunters, hands down, is to play the class. To learn the class, to learn know when you should CC, know when you should run, and know when they're weak and you should go in for the attack. Going for that one last cap, but it doesn't look like we'll make it to the edge. And the main thing I'm moving towards Demon Hunter on is the Time Walkers. I want to get the Warglaives of Azeroth as a artifact appearance. To be honest, I think that would be cool as heck. And the Demon Hunters have got a lot of changes lately, so they're using a completely different spec than I was last using. And that kind of makes me want to relearn them, because I can't say that I particularly know them well at this point, and I could use with the update knowledge from playing the class for a little while. And the last reason that's pushing me towards Demon Hunter is I'm starting to catch up on Dragon Ball Super. That's right, I said it. And I just hit the arc with Goku Black. Now, I originally made this Kaioken Black character based off of Goku Black, because I thought that was probably the coolest villain we've seen since Frieza or Cell. Cell was pretty cool, I'll give you. But Cell was like a big baby that didn't really know anything. He didn't know anything better. He didn't know better, right? Frieza was like an evil, manipulative bastard. He knew what he was doing, and he was trying to fuck people up. And that's why I thought Frieza was the best. He was truly evil, where other people are just like, I don't know, born into some shit and didn't know any better. Like, Boo is a fucking baby. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He was literally created to just destroy shit, so he's doing what he's, you know what I mean? Same with Cell, technically. So it's like, can you really blame them? But Frieza, he knew what he was doing. But that's enough about the villains of Dragon Ball Z. Anyway, guys, my main issue with the Paladin is being able to find solo queue stuff at a high level. I feel like I'm hitting a stall with that. I will say this, I plan on continuing my Paladin challenges, as I have not completed it yet. Shame on me. I'm about, I think, 895. I do have healing legendaries. I just feel like I'm really close, but I'm not quite there. As soon as I complete it, I'll drop a epic fails reel on the best of my failed attempts, with probably the success one too. But we'll get there when we get there. And if I beat the Demon Hunter one before that one, I will be surprised. But anyway, guys, that's about all I got for you. I'll probably try to get some videos up soon. I have a lot of ideas, but how fast I get them out, who knows. I gotta work over the weekend, so wish me luck on that. And good luck in the BGs, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more wacky content, and drop a like if I'm on the right track and you're having a good time. Anyways, have a good one, guys, and Godspeed.